Hey guys, my name's Elise, and this is the Pirate Spiel, where we talk about local problems that affect teens by teens. As we all know, due to the effects of the past year, it's really easy to overlook some of the growth most students had. So today, I'm going to be touching on the positive growth that happened within COVID. Let's get into it. During hybrid, we all have witnessed ourselves or at least one other person we know mature or decide to better themselves. I know I've seen some of my close friends and even some of my peers either change their style or just decide to look at life with a more positive perspective. During that time of self-evaluation, some students decide to take the first step into their own new personal growth. Junior Katie Hebel gave us an inside perspective of how she overcame personal struggles and used them to her advantage. So, what did you learn about yourself during the peak of COVID?
Myself?
Yeah.
So I think what I learned most about myself during COVID is that I have what it takes in me to do whatever I want. And nothing has to be like a chore or something that you have to work towards. It's something you want to work towards and something that you enjoy doing.
Okay, great. In what ways did you grow mentally, physically, or emotionally?
I think during quarantine, I was able to do a lot of recognition and understand where my struggles are and where they're coming from and how I can turn those struggles into challenges and how I can overcome them and how overcoming them, how that'll help me. So by looking at things as challenges and working to overcome them, it helped me physically, mentally, and not the last one, but yeah.
When or where did you think you struggled with growth during quarantine?
I think I struggled the most mentally because at the beginning of quarantine I wasn't used to being alone and it was really hard to bring myself to enjoy being alone. But that's one of my favorite things that happened throughout 2020 is definitely figuring out how to love being alone and enjoy my time just by myself.
And last question, what made you realize something needed to change?
I think it was when I just wasn't happy, and when I heard the word happy, I couldn't correlate it to the things going on in my life. And that being said, I just feel like I looked around me at things that, going back to what I said earlier, felt like a chore, like working out. I felt like I had to every day, and I started doing it for myself and enjoying it, so I didn't feel like it was dreadful to go to the gym and stuff. And then it just ended up making me feel better about myself.
The thought of wanting to better oneself, as we all know, is easier said than done. Most of the struggle comes from overcoming a certain mindset that's keeping you from growing into a better person. Acknowledging the problem is the first step into allowing room for self-growth. Junior Maichi Nguyen shares some advice and personal experience on how to get into the right mindset and start personal growth.
I think I'm still working on trying to find myself outside of just academia and stuff, because I feel like before COVID I was very school focused and stuff, and I would beat myself up over the smallest things, and now I'm doing so much better with that because I let myself make mistakes, and I think that's a really big thing for me. So my future goals would probably be to just let myself live a little bit,
Yeah. Second question is, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to start something new?
Okay, this is the most cliche piece of advice ever, but honestly, just to keep sticking with it, because I started so many different hobbies during quarantine. I have kept one of them. One. And I think a lot of it, it's okay to try things and not be the greatest at it. And it's just, I don't know. If you have any sort of passion about anything, just try it, because we're really, really young and stuff. This is our time to experiment and sort of explore who we are. So yeah.
And the last question is, what's different about yourself from before COVID to now?
Okay, that's such a loaded question because I have no idea who I am. But I feel like I'm a lot more open-minded now and mature towards people who don't have the same views as me, because freshman year I was very opinionated about social issues, and people would say things about certain orange people or
yeah
or things like that. I would be very opinionated about that, you know? So I feel like with the quarantine and with COVID and like everything that happened, I became like a lot more mature, and I don't know. Yeah. I'm like more confident in myself and whenever, and like I guess my voice.
Everyone approaches life's obstacles differently. In the end, all that matters is that you have the right resources and outlets to guide you throughout challenges you are facing. Self-reflection and self-care is crucial for a healthy and stable growth journey. Asking for help from friends and trusted adults is nothing to be ashamed of. Always remember, it's okay to not be okay. Look out for other episodes from the Pirate Spiel on Pirate Today. Stay strong, pirates.